So I just recorded a video for a DIY sauna update live instead of using the camera. I noticed that there were 4 or 5 people on there, and CC said hello. A couple other people I think were going to say hello, and then I shut the live stream off. So I'm back just to say hello, see how you guys are doing, see what's going on. Back in town, and there you are. I was wondering if you guys would switch over from the other. There wasn't really supposed to be a live stream. I was just shooting a video. How's everybody doing? Wanted to come back on really quick and see what's shaking. CC, if you saw this particular live, I saw you say hi. Just hop over to this one, throw something in the chat, say hello. What's going on with everybody? How's everyone doing on this beautiful Tuesday morning? Super busy for me, getting back into the swing of things. Very, very behind. Hey, Chad, how you doing? Mexico was fantastic. Hi, CC. Good to see you switched over. I saw your little comment right as I hit end. I was like, oh, maybe I should start another one. Chet, Mexico was fantastic. It wasn't really a vacation. I went there for a business seminar. The reason they had it in Mexico was because travel was easier for folks coming from outside the States because of all the COVID restrictions and things like that. It was fantastic, other than making me question and reconsider why I do and put so much time into all of this sauna stuff. The folks that were there are incredible. You know, there's tons and tons of business owners. The simplicity of their businesses, you know, that's doing millions and millions and millions of dollars per year. It was extremely eye-opening. So yeah, it was awesome. Weather was good. How are you guys? How's your stuff going, Chet? How's your sauna sessions going? CC, how's your portable sauna? How is NYC doing for you? Mexico was good. It was a lot of work, a lot of travel. I had to get the stick up the nose in order to come back to the States. That was fun. Just kidding. Hated it. That's the first time I've had the whatchamacallit test in particular too, by the way. Who else chimed in here? How you guys doing? Say hello. Put something in the chat box. Haven't done a live stream in a little while. Been out of the country for quite some time, and then I was up north when I came back. And looks like this video is going to be flagged because I have music in the other room, which is great. I think there's a delay in my chat too. What's up, guys? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Another couple of updates. Actually, I've been ready to do that forgot about that. The live call-in show, everything is here except for one little piece. And I've been waiting for it for like 2 weeks now. And it's this, which is an actual power supply for the equipment to do live streams so that the batteries don't run out for the way that it connects to the soundboard. CC says sauna works well. Started taking Cellcore stuff with sauna. Cool. How do you like it? Should work pretty well. It's good quality. I have some downstairs that I've been testing also. Chet says sauna routine is hit and miss. The 30 for 30 gave me a reason to keep up with sauna use. Yeah, that's interesting, Chet. I found that to be I found that to affect me personally too in a positive way. And I think it's I don't know if it's just me being accountable to you guys because I said I would be there and I had a scheduled time every day. But through traveling, leaving the country, doing all the stuff that I've been up to, it's been really difficult for me to keep up with my own schedule. And I have been, you know, slacking. So I've actually been thinking about that. There is something to group accountability, or there, you know, one of the personal things that I got out of doing the 30 for 30 is the, you know, just the consistency. It was just great. And it helped keep my mind off of it, or you guys helped keep my mind off of it. Like, am I going to really, because if I was just doing it alone, it's like you go in the room, you sauna every day. After a while, it gets monotonous, right? Get this thing out of the way here. Hi, Kathy. How's Pennsylvania weather? I was just up north, and spring is in full swing for me where I was. Jody says, hi, Matt. Love the sauna. The build went perfect. I really like the sauna using Therabulbs. Hope the small sun dissipates. Have the windows open? Yeah, it will. I think there was an autocorrect there, Jody. Sorry, if I read that wrong. If you're talking about the smell, it does go away, or it diminishes. It doesn't completely go away, but it becomes tolerable. CC says, I love that binder. Are you still taking the binder with sauna? I don't always, but for instance, last night, I just got back in town. I did a personal session last night. I didn't do a live stream, no filming or anything. And I took, I think I took some GI detox yesterday, which is a combination of activated charcoal, zeolite, bentonite clay, and a couple other things. But I don't always. Just depends on how often. Merrick says, can't thank you enough for all your work you put in the reviews. Helped me buy a great clear light compared to a Wayfair dangerous piece of junk that I thought or threw at the dump. Thanks again. You're welcome, Merrick. It's one of those things where if you buy it right the first time, you'll have it for forever. Actually, you don't have to buy it again. Kathy says, do you notice a difference when not doing sauna? I do, Kathy, but it's kind of in the reverse. How do you say that to where it makes sense? Like, have you ever done anything, or have you ever not exercised for a while and you started exercising and you didn't really notice that you were feeling better until you stopped? No, I get, that happens to me sometimes. Like if I'm saunaing regularly, it becomes commonplace, so I'm not as aware of it. But I definitely notice a difference when I don't. And some of that could be, you know, traveling to Mexico, spending time with friends and family up north, going to business conference, you know, not making the best food decisions, definitely hanging out in the bars in the evenings, because that's where some of the best relationships are made at conferences, and things like that catches up to you. So I can definitely tell that I have not been saunaing regularly. Let's see. Kathy says, beautiful day, 60s. Awesome. Is it, is the snow and everything pretty much melted there where you are? Because when I was up north last week, it was it was getting pretty bare. Chet says, I agree with you what you were saying. I get in and struggle to get more than 30 minutes of use, and then I find a reason I should get out. Yeah, that's the deal. And I find that even with people doing like a sauna detox protocol on their own without some type of assistance, it's even harder to complete it. And you start coming up with excuses, or you tell yourself something else is more important. And you know, the whole intention was to feel better with some self-care, or a regimen at least. And I think there might be some opportunity there, Chet, to do something with that, both for myself and for everyone else. Either another 30 for 30, some type of ongoing accountability. It doesn't have to be every day, you know, forever, because I think that's too much. But I got to be thinking about that. If you have any ideas, tell me what you think, because you know, we're all kind of in this together on that front. Like everyone struggles with discipline, consistency, and making things effective. It's how do you even put that into perspective? It's one thing to buy a sauna and have an expensive piece of equipment into your house, or in your house. It's another thing to see it and stare at it every day but not use it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's Kathy says, I'm on a sugar detox, day 20. I'm holding out for a clear light. Okay. Whoa, what is this? No, we don't want to restart computer. Stop it. Stop it, stop it. That'll kill a live stream for sure. Where were we? Surviving the 6th says, have not had a sauna in a year now, not happy, and it is sad. Well, do something about it. There's DIY solutions. There's cheap stuff you can buy. There's expensive stuff you can buy. What's stopping you? How can I help you? How can we support you? Felipe says, hi, Matt. Thanks for all the advice. Some hours after a sauna session, I always have a cold nose, cold feeling, cold to the touch. Have you had the same? Any advice? No, I'm usually pretty hot after a sauna session. I don't mean to laugh, but what would I'm trying to think of. Do you have any circulation issues? How's your blood pressure? What's your age? Any other type of health conditions that you know somebody would want to take into consideration before commenting on something like that? Full disclosure, I'm not a doctor, by the way. Just have a lot of experience with saunas and helping folks with them. Jody says, but go ahead and update that in the chat, Felipe, and then I'll swing back around to you. Jody says, Matt, how long in general should the TheraBulbs last? If I do, say, 15 minutes in a sauna once a day. I looked at the Ruby Lux, they're around $30 a piece, and the TheraBulbs are $23. Jody, I don't have an answer for you, and this isn't to like promote some particular brand, but all of these that I've ever purchased have never burned out. The only time that they stop working is usually when I'm testing something and something falls and they shatter, or I smash them, or like this, I just broke doing an update video for somebody just to answer some questions, because I've screwed this in and out so many times just to make videos, not actually using it. So I don't have an answer for you, because I think under normal usage, if you're not rough on this stuff, They last for a really, really, really long time. How long that is, I have no idea, but I mean, I've never had one burn out. I've only broken them, and that was completely my fault. So I really don't know. Kathy says no snow. We're full-time veggie farm, plowing day to day. Awesome, Kathy. Do you have like Instagram or anything like that where we could see pictures of what you do, or do you keep it private just for you guys? Either way is cool. Just always interested in what people are up to. If you have a photo or something, we could see what you do. Surviving the 6. Was hitting dry sauna 12 times a week while I was marathon training. Just mad the gyms are closed. Should not have to buy one, but I'm going to. Was just complaining. Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have done that in the last year. If you haven't seen the DIY thing, that's a cheap way to get you by until the gyms reopen, or if you want to. I've had a lot of people do that just to put something in their house, knowing it's not permanent, knowing it's kind of, not the ideal solution, and I'm very upfront about that. Felipe, do you have any updates? Swinging back around to you. Chet, any ideas on accountability going forward? Looks like there's some other people that popped in. We're just saying hey today. Didn't really plan on doing a live stream, but back in the US, back in the States, and wanted to say hello. Got some sauna updates coming. Got a couple new saunas behind me. Thinking of doing some updated sauna reviews. Kind of a satire title in the live stream. Went to a business conference in Mexico for a week, and there are some folks there doing some incredible things, and makes me feel like I'm not doing anything. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. So what's up, Chris? I forgot to text you back last night, bud. If you want to do dinner or get together this week, let me know. I will be in town consistently. I've got a lot of work to catch up on, so not going anywhere anytime soon. Surviving the 6, really enjoy your work. I do have heat lamp bulbs at my desk now. The title is why I stopped by. Okay, sorry. Didn't mean for it to, I was just kind of talking out loud or thinking out loud there. Going to a business conference and seeing what other people are doing when, they're uber successful and have half of your skill level is pretty eye-opening. Makes you question, why you do what you do. Maybe you should start a different business. So been pondering that over the weekend and trying to figure out where to go with all this stuff. But I think, not everything that I do is for survival or for income or for money. So I would miss parts of the fulfillment that I get with working with people, and, it's all tied in, right? Like I started this deal after struggling through my own health challenges. And so, I closely resonate with that. That's what keeps me going on the days when, I've answered the same question 17 times and it's, it becomes monotonous. Let's see. Jody says, I believe you said go slow at first, and I am in 8-year chronic Lyme disease here in CT. Ticks are already out. I'm doing 5-minute sessions 2 times a day. Does that wipe you out, Jody? I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff you could do for Lyme protocols, but you might, I don't know if you're taking binders, if you're doing other things, if you've gotten on some of the Klinghardt protocols, if you've tried the, whatever he calls it, the Cystis T to deactivate the nervous system attack, and, or I might have said that wrong. Chet says, Chris the legend. I'm sure Chris is probably ready to do another 30 for 30. Success is skill too. Agreed. Jody, sorry for you. Philippe says, 38, struggle with a lot of issues, chronic fatigue, head pressure, painful lymph nodes, sleep problems. I've had many blood tests and scans, but doctors don't know what's wrong. Are you going to regular doctors, Philippe? Where are you located? Which country? Have you been to functional medicine doctor? Have you checked mineral levels? Had some, really intensive blood work done? Checked your adrenals. Adrenals is huge. Pasa man, what's going on, man? No more sauna reviews? I'm at least going to finish the ones we have going right now. There's a 2021 Sanctuary right behind me. That's coming. Chris says, what's up, Chet? Been trying to convince Matt to do another 30 for 30. Yeah, we were talking about that, Chris. It's when you don't have like some type of a deadline, Chet and I were talking, and it's just you in a hot box. It's kind of hard to stay consistent. It's like there's not that exterior motivation after a while. You got ideas for that too, by the way, Chris, other than another 30 for 30? Felipe says, had amalgams removed in the last year, trying to detox, sauna, jogging, eating healthy. Question for you, Felipe. Before you had amalgams removed, did you have the same issues, or did they escalate or de-escalate? So the reason I'm asking is because when I had amalgams removed, I don't think the dentist that I went to did an okay job, but he wasn't a biological dentist. And my health crashed and burned within the next 6 months, like on the couch every day, wasn't functioning type of deal. So we were just talking about that. Felipe, read The Invisible Rainbow. Soupy Sales, just order Radiant Light. Radiant Health, I hope. Radiant Light, I don't know what that is. You're welcome, Soupy Sales. Oh, there, I see it. It just popped up. I think there's a small delay on my chat. That was the last thingy that I could see. You're gonna love it. Which model did you get, by the way, Soupy Sales? Jody says, yes, Matt, I've done the owner Cowden protocols. No, and Dr. Rawls, ticks carry more than Lyme. Bacteria, CFS, Yeah, I mean, there's some really extreme stuff you could do. You could starve them out, like with a water fast. There's some PEMF stuff. If you look up, it's a while now, but if you've never heard of it, there's some really alternative stuff from Dr. Bob Beck. You could use a blood zapper. I have one of those. I'm not sure about drinking the colloidal silver, although I've tried the entire protocol, but that might help you a little bit, or be something, another rabbit hole to give you some other idea maybe along the journey. Eat very healthy, use binders, etc. Cool. Sounds like you're doing some good stuff. 2-person, forget the model. It'd be an E2H, Soupy Sales. It'd be the Radiant Health Elite 2-person. My favorite sauna. You're going to love it. Works really good. True North Water, fantastic. Oh, Fasting Clinic might be able to help. Not sure. Yeah, probably a good idea to look into. Comes in 14 to 16 weeks. Can't wait. Thank you. I love mine. Look, it was really nice to get a session in last night, being back in the States, being back home. Soupy Sales, you'll not regret your decision. Agreed. Pretty much everyone that buys them. Kathy says, interesting matter. I remember getting my silver out of my teeth, and after that I came down with rheumatoid arthritis. Still suffer from it. Yep, that's the deal. It depends on who does it and what methods they use. But one of the things is if you have amalgam fillings and they get drilled out, there's microscopic particles that you not only breathe in and swallow, but they go into the gums and skin, and then they, the body tries to store that stuff so that it doesn't poison you like immediately. But then what happens is you spend, a lifetime not knowing it's there, and all these issues pop up. The biological dentists will do everything that they possibly can. They'll actually use like a mini version of a hacksaw so that there's no drilling, and they only use like really slow cutting to minimize that. They'll also put a rubber dam in your mouth. They'll have oxygen on. They'll have a ventilation system in the room. There's a couple other tricks that they use. I went to somebody who's kind of in the middle, right? So I knew about this a little bit at the time, but not like I do now. And mine were still drilled. I had a rubber dam, I had oxygen, but everything else was lacking. So better than it could have been, but still had some problems from that. Let's see. Watch Matt's assembly video on that model. Makes it very easy to put together. Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen that, by the way, Soupy Sales, just go to YouTube and type in Radiant Health Sauna assembly video. And there's a step-by-step thing of me putting it together. Piece of cake. Easiest sauna in the industry to install. Thanks, Chet, for reminding me. I didn't even think to say that. What's going on, Edwin? Good to see you. How is your creation working? Are you still using it? Have you moved it out into a larger space? What's going on with you? What's happening in your world? Soupy Sales, any issues I might have with keeping the sauna in the garage besides taking longer to warm up in the winter? Where are you, Soupy Sales? I can't remember if you mentioned it already. Like where in the country, and how cold does it get? Thank you, Chet. Definitely will. Thanks, gentlemen. Kathy King. Yeah, I had none of that. Yeah, most of us didn't, Kathy, and didn't even know that it was a thing. Right, Soupy Sales, East Coast. Like, are we talking in Maine, where I was last week, or are we talking in Florida, where I am today? Because winter in both is a huge difference. I don't mean to laugh at you, but the polarity there is ginormous. Jody says, I wish I could afford a biological dentist, but they're all OOP. My dental insurance does not cover it. Take alpha-lipoic acid for my amalgam fillings as well as chlorella. Eek. I don't know if that's such a good idea, Jody. You have metal fillings in and you take alpha-lipoic acid? I think we need to go. We might need to revisit that in some detail. Alpha lipoic acid is one of the compounds that crosses the blood-brain barrier. So if you still have active amalgam fillings in your body, that might not be the best thing to be taking. You would want to take a couple of other chelators that don't carry things through the blood-brain barrier until you reduce the body burden of mercury. And then you would, I don't know, you probably know all this already, right? Like, I feel like a broken record. PA, yeah, that's a problem in winter. Soupy sales, any of the infrared saunas, if it's 15 degrees or 0 degrees, probably not going to work very well in the garage unless you heat it a little bit. They should really be in about 50 or 60 degrees, and a lot of it is just the temperature range, right? Like when you start it up, the preheat time for you to go from 0 degrees to 130 degrees is huge. That's a huge range. To go from 80 degrees to 130 is not that big of a deal. So that any of those saunas are really going to struggle. If you have trouble with that, there's things that we can do to help. We could cover the sauna with an insulated blanket. You could put a space heater in the garage, a little bit before you preheat it. There's a lot of things, if it becomes an issue, that you could do. And if it's really cold in there, it might be a huge issue, like to the point where it won't work. I've had that happen as well. And the reason that I'm being a stickler about your location is not to stalk you. Hopefully you get my humor. I ran into all of this when I took infrared saunas to Maine. So at my grandmother's cabin in Maine, it's not uncommon for it to be 10, 12 below 0. And in that particular environment with no heat, most all saunas fail. It's just too much cold to overcome. There's not enough insulation, right? There's no double pane windows on saunas. And you get the idea. Merrick says, you ever use fulvic acid for pulling heavy metals? I have. I've gotten a lot better results with specific mobilizing chelators and binder therapy in combination. But I take fulvic acid stuff regularly. Sunny in Olympia, Pennsylvania, very true. Jody says, thanks, Matt. Did not know about ALA, EEK. Red chlorella binds mercury and you excrete it. It does, but it's a weak binder for mercury, Jody. So if there's not a strong bond there, and you take too many mobilizers, then you have, then you're able to bind or keep bound for any particular time. That's why a lot of chelators like ALA have a half-life. If you do a little research on that, the reason why is because they let go after a certain number of hours. And so if you're mobilizing, you're not holding on to those until excretion. You're causing what's better known as recirculation, which usually leads to feeling bad, brain fog, fatigue, things like that. But I don't want to say that that's going to happen to you. Maybe you're fine. It's everyone's unique situation is a little bit different. So I hate to make blanket statements. Just I noticed when you said I take ALA for my amalgams, I was like, well, usually you wait to take ALA until they were removed. So you're not inducing leaching, right? But if you feel fine, don't listen to me. Go with what your body says. Great information. Thank you. Basement it is. Soupy sales. Yeah, I would think you have better performance in the basement because you have more control over the environment. And then you're not heating a garage that's, like you're paying to heat an unused space. Whereas you could probably get some other use out of the basement if it's not. Edwin says, still using the 4-bulb sauna. Learned about making from your do-it-yourself course. Working great. Planning to do but a 3-person radiant sauna. Any recommendations at this time regarding costs? What is that? What did you say, Edwin? Planning to I'm guessing that's planning to buy a 3-person radiant sauna. Any recommendations at this time regarding costs, etc.? I don't know what you mean there, bud. Could you say that again in a different way? Merrick says, Clear Light worked fine in Maine this winter, but I'm on the mid-coast. Where did you have it, Merrick, by the way? Was it in a basement, garage? I mean, I was in Maine last week. One day I woke up and it was 4 degrees with a wind chill of 12 below, 11 below. Pretty chilly. I figured it was autocorrect, Edwin. I wasn't sure. Dresden in bedroom. Well, yeah. Merrick, that's cheating compared to put it in the garage. You're going to put it in the bedroom? Do you sleep in 30 below weather? Probably not. All right. Are you guys giving me a hard time? Surviving the 6 says I'm not moving to Maine. Yeah, it is pretty cold if you're not used to it. So what else is going on, guys? Edwin, you got what do you want to know about costs for a 3-person sauna? I don't exactly know what you mean by there. I mean, anything that's over a 2-person is going to be 20 amp. So you need a dedicated 20 amp line, if not 220, depending on the brand, model, etc. Yeah, I mean, I would say, obviously the first thing I would say is buy a Radiant Health, just because I think it's the best value, really good sauna. I don't know if you want a corner sauna, rectangular, if you're looking for something specific, but as far as shipping, usually they subsidize it a little bit. Most of the time shipping is anywhere from $200 to $400, $500, $600, depends on what it is and where you're at. I couldn't tell you about any current deals. You'd have to call the individual sauna companies. They always accept the coupon codes though, so if you want to use that, you're welcome to. Pasta Man says planning to, but you're talking about moving to Maine, Pasta Man? Henrietta, how are you doing? Thank you, Matt, for your dedicated reviews and breakdowns. Learned a few tips. Plotting to get a low EMF sauna. Cool. What are you looking for? What was helpful? What not was helpful? What was not helpful? What would make your life easier? Is there anything that you're currently seeing that's lacking in the space that would make your life easier, be useful? Any questions you have? Chet says, Edwin, do you have a 20 amp service? What are Radiant's lead times? Edwin, I don't work for Radiant, bud. I don't know what the lead times are. Any dealers in Las Vegas to visit and try? You would have to call them directly and see which health spas they have there and see if they have any public ones. Like some of the chiropractors' offices and a lot of the functional medicine doctors and stuff that buy them, they don't offer a public service for people to come in and rent sauna sessions. What they do is they pair it with their office offerings so that if you come in, to do an assessment and things like that, and they find that you have heavy metals or you have pesticides or things, they will make that part of your protocol or package for you to come in before you get retested. But I wouldn't have a list of practitioners with public offerings. You would have to call you have to call Radiant directly for that, Edmund. Sorry. Let's see. Henrietta says possibly Clearlight. I'm in the UK. Radiant Health doesn't deliver. Yeah, Clearlight's probably going to be your best bet for the UK. Lacking free saunas in the space. You guys want free saunas? I've been thinking about doing a sauna giveaway. I don't know what people want, but there's clearly, I can't give away a wooden one because I don't save the packaging. We can't repackage them, but maybe like a portable and a couple other things. There's too many DIY sauna demos here too, so I'm going to give a bunch of those away. Please don't be in the UK though and ask me to ship it overseas if you win the giveaway. Dan says, I'm putting together a grow tent sauna. What are the best clamp lamps and bulbs to use? Thanks. Dan, all that stuff is covered in super, super detail in the DIY sauna course at saunacourses.com. If you don't have access to that, the Fluker 8.5 250 watt clamp lights are the ones that I use because they have a switch. So if you're not using the outlet clickers, which is what I recommend, I don't know if, let me check the drawers here. I don't have one in here, but what I use is the remote controls for those. So I don't really care about the switches, but any of the bulbs will work if your budget is low. The Philips, if the budget is high, Therabulb or Rubylux. Thanks, Matt. Steven says, how much for a demo unit behind you? Steven, do you live in Orlando? Because if you don't live in Orlando, not happening. Truth Provider, how we doing? What is happening? I meant to, I saw your email, by the way. Thank you very much. I like the pictures of your setup. Steven, that's too far. I can't ship. I'm not shipping anything. I don't have the pallets and stuff that these things came on. It's just not happening. A portable one, happy to assist on that. Sorry, it's just, I've tried it one time before and it went terribly. What's going on, Truth Provider? How's your back rest going? Surviving the 6th. I want to live in Florida. Miss my freedom for sure, but that's all I'm going to say about that. 10-4. 10-4, 10-4. Any other questions, guys? Who was the was it Henrietta that I was waiting to see if you needed anything? Any questions on particular saunas? You are welcome, Truth Provider. Hopefully you enjoyed. How are your sauna sessions going? Chris Lopez and Chet were just talking about the 30 for 30. I remember you guys, Chet and I were talking about how it's hard to be consistent if there's no outside motivators to do regular sauna sessions and it's just you in a hot box. How has your experience been after you got your sauna set up and get comfortable and got in a routine? Are you still doing it regularly? Are you falling by the wayside like we have been? What's shaking? What's new in your world? And everybody else, whoever's still logged on, say hello. If you just popped in, I noticed a couple of people just popped in. We've got a few questions still lingering here. Stephen, what are you looking for, by the way? Even though you're in Massachusetts. Just thank you for the work. Found sauna from Rhonda Patrick, but you were adding very useful information. Rhonda's awesome. I wish she would explain that you can build heat shock proteins without a steam sauna, but other than that, love, love, love her. She's good. She's great. Sauna sessions are fantastic, Truth Rider says. Radiant Health Sauna is super, heats me up great and helping me. Chris says, I'll be the outside motivator. Great. We're going to have Chris is going to borrow a taser gun from the local police department. And when I don't want a sauna, we'll just go zzz. And he's going to film it so that you guys will be entertained, of course, because Chris is the master at comedic YouTube lives. 2 or 3 person sauna. Geez, I don't know if I can help you with that, man. It's just too big. If you wanted a portable sauna or anything that's collapsible that we can ship UPS, I'd be happy to see what I could do for you. But if it's anything bigger than UPS, I don't have a warehouse. I don't have any extra pallets. There's no, I don't have a shipping facility or anything like that. She sticks to the paper science, surviving the 6th. Agreed, but she has enough of experience, and there's some other papers that are well, I'll just leave it at that. She does great work. She does awesome. Truth Provider says, Matt, is your Sauna Courses website coming along? It seems to be a bit of a work in progress. Is the Hidden Members Forum live working? No, it is not. It is coming along. It is a work in progress. I actually have a decision to make. Just got back to the States and either need to, I absolutely hate Patreon. I can't stand Patreon. I don't like that people make people subscribe to something for specific private content and pay for it instead of just putting it on YouTube like as a regular weekly thing. However, I'm getting a little tired of, I just came back from the States and there's more stuff from the attorneys, more legal things, more legal threats, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm considering, and part of what this video title has to do with, is I'm getting tired of just dealing with that, because most of it is just bullies and scare tactics. And, certain companies out there are bullying customers and threatening them and their families just to get them to clean up or get them to take down bad reviews because they had a bad experience, or the sauna sucks, or, the product was bad, or whatever happened. And so what I think I want to do is set up a private members area and maybe not publish public sauna reviews anymore. And if you want to see certain opinions, in an effort to make sure that nothing is defamatory going forward, even though all of my stuff is just opinion anyway, that could be behind closed doors. You can ask whatever questions you want, and then I can speak freely about what I really think about the product. Like, generally, if I think it's a piece of junk and that you should set it on fire, I say that. But there's, this is becoming increasingly cumbersome to deal with, and it's just not really fun, even though it's not that big of a deal. But so anyway, long story short, I don't know what do you guys think? Patreon, which I can't stand. So I guess you can charge as low as like $1 or something, and then you can have private release stuff behind closed doors, and then we still have a comment system and all this. I don't really want to do that. I hate that when people are trying to hawk Patreon subscriptions. Or I could do like a private, my first idea was to do a private video course and either make it free or make it like $5 and have all the sauna brands listed in there, because I already have that set up on Sauna courses. And then the other idea that I had was to do a Facebook group. And I really don't want to do a Facebook group because the one Sauna Facebook group that's out there right now, I don't like how the guy pushes people into a clear light cult. Like the only thing on the planet that you could ever buy is a clear light. And I also know that there's limitations on how much time I can spend in there. So as it snowballs, you know, I can only spend maybe 20 minutes a day responding to questions and things in there. So I wouldn't want it to get out of hand. But that said, what do you guys think? Do you have any ideas? Do you have a preference on that? Anybody encountered something like this before? What would you recommend? What would your preference be? If I were to take all the sauna reviews down publicly and then put them behind closed doors, what do you think about that? Ideas, good or bad? Keep paying the attorneys so I can keep my free speech. Let's see. Michael says, hi, Matt. I did bite the bullet and bought a Finleo dry heat infra sauna, being told it will arrive in May. Thanks for your help in assisting me with the decision. Great, Michael. I don't know how I helped with that. I generally don't promote Finleo saunas, but I hope the combo. Oh, the combo. Yeah. Let me know how you like it. Please follow up with me. To my knowledge, they still haven't made that selector switch, though, to where you can run the dry electric and the infrared at the same time. I think you have to pick one or the other depending on the day. But let me know how that works out. If they ever change that, I'll be the first to grab one. Watch the previous video of yours where you showed the easiest one to build. I can't remember which one it was. Steven, that's probably the Radiant Health. If you go to YouTube and just type in Radiant Health Sauna Assembly, there's a 30-minute sauna assembly video in there that shows how to do it step by step. Truth Fighter says, I'll join that Closed Doors members chat when it's up and ready because I really appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, but see, Truth Provider, I don't want to make people, that's not really my thing, right? Like I've never had a problem cursing and swearing or cussing out some sauna company or any type of product company for that matter. If the product sucks, if the service is shit, you know, all this stuff. But there's no reason to create a headwind of resistance for myself in the coming years, right? Especially when I could be doing other things, making more money, focus on growing a different business, or et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, just came back from Mexico, business conference, you know, that was extremely eye-opening. There's a lot of people there doing a lot of interesting things that I could easily do. And wouldn't have any of these headaches. So that's the purpose of the video title. And I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm not really going anywhere, just kind of being funny, little satire. Sad we have to close the door on the conversation today. Truth Fighter, appreciate how you feel, Matt. Surviving the source, Discord. Surviving the 6th, Discord could work, but Discord is not common, like among 55-year-olds, which are a lot of the people that need saunas and different types of health information. But I'll check it out. I'm probably going to use Discord for the call-in on the call-in live stream show, which is coming next week. Power supply just got here, which I showed earlier, was having an issue with batteries dying on all the battery stuff during the test, so that'll be fixed. Surviving the 6th, basic overview without opinion, pay for opinion. Yeah, I hate that. Like, isn't that kind of like, that just goes against everything that I stand for. You know what I mean? Like you have to pay me to get the final nuggets. I don't know. I hate that. I understand what you're saying though. Thank you for the suggestion. It would solve the problem immediately, but man, I don't know. I wouldn't like it if somebody did that to me, right? Like, just tell me what you think, you know? Henrietta says, Facebook group, your differentiator is that you don't push one sauna. Of course, your knowledge is deeper. Knowledge is definitely deeper. Yeah, I'm hesitant though. I think the Facebook group would snowball out of control, but I'm considering all these options. The more feedback you guys give, the easier it is for me to hammer this out too, by the way, so thank you. Stephen says, welcome to America where you need a lawyer to give your opinions. You are 100% right, Stephen. 100% right. Truth Provider says, Matt, I can think of some sort of forum that isn't a Patreon setup. I'll email you right now. I'm brain fogged. Cool. Thank you very much. Surviving the 6th. Hey, I'm almost 55. Well, 51. Didn't mean to offend anybody, but you know what I'm saying. Like generally, most people don't know what Discord is unless you're into video games, tech, camera equipment, things like that. You guys know what I'm saying. Pasa man, pay the attorneys and have a loud opinion. What do you think I've always done? It's just getting old, right? This isn't the first time, won't be the last time. Just thinking ahead, thinking for the future. I would like to say some other things that I haven't said yet, and I would like to have the freedom to do so. So I think it would be beneficial for folks. And so just figuring out the easiest way to do that. CC, would you do Clubhouse? Not really a big fan of Facebook sessions, although many social medias sort of link to each other's. Yeah, maybe. I just want like a private place where people can ask questions, and then I can upload like private videos. Like if you said, what do you not like about this sauna back here? Instead of me making a rant video and putting it on YouTube and potentially, having the overall opinion of that be negative, which it's not. It's a nice sauna. It looks great. The build quality is excellent, blah, blah, blah. But there's a couple things about it that I really don't like, right? So the intention is not to be damaging to that company. It's just like, hey, you guys could have thought 2 things through better about your design characteristics, and the sauna performance would increase, and it wouldn't be a pain, you wouldn't have the issues that I have with it. Doesn't mean that I don't like it overall. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Your work is great because you have values. Thank you, Surviving the 6. Sometimes I think about selling out on my values. No, just kidding. I can tell you what would happen. This is how you guys know if I ever sell out. If I ever sell out on the sauna recommendation stuff, here's what'll happen. Everything, anywhere, when you look at my name, it's going to say, I love Sunlighten. That's how you know. If that ever happens, either somebody bought me out completely, bought my entire brand, my other business, the second other business, or they are holding my family hostage for a large sum of money and I can't pay, so I must comply. Jokes are good for the soul. I agree. Hard to get an invite for Clubhouse, maybe locals. I've got a Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse, but I don't know if that's a good fit for health stuff. I really haven't spent much time on there. Matt, time for you to get a business manager so you can produce your amazing content and not worry about all the other BS. Not really. When they sue you personally, the business manager is not going to help with that, but I understand what you're saying. Somebody to handle the nonsense and just worry about the creation. I agree. Truth Fighter says, Matt, you're a real straight shooter. Respect that big time. Problem is greedy companies, lawyers, totally sucks. Hey, I like to eat too. And I like not living in a cardboard box. And I like to eat 3 times a day if I can. But yeah, I get what you're saying. All right, guys. Not much, any other feedback here on going forward, private members area, course format, forum. Looks like you guys have some good ideas. Not a lot of people positive or negative on the Patreon. Maybe some folks don't even know what that is. Large YouTubers usually use that as a way to monetize their YouTube channel outside of ad revenue. That was funny, Chet. Jail provides that. Yes, it does, Chet. Thank you very much. For those of you that don't know who Chet is, I'm going to change your avatar to like a picture of a picture of cuffs. True Fighter says locals forum. Is that any good? Yeah, a forum could work. It's just a lot of work for me to keep up with it. It keeps the eating under 12 hours a day. I mean, I'm kind of being facetious. Surviving the 6th. I did intermittent fasting for a long time. I just meant in regards to, I like making a little bit of money too myself. I'm not greedy by any means, but there are. Just started watching your channel. Revelanation or Revealanation 777. What's your channel? What's your handle mean? I haven't seen that before. Welcome. Hello. How are you? 3 meals and a cot. Yes. Anything but a cardboard box, Chet. Yes, jail gives you 3 meals a day in cable. You guys are funny. You threw me off with that one. Thank you, Cece. CC says, I'll join your closed door member chat group. Thank you very much. The idea is not to make people pay for stuff. You know, that isn't the point at all. But it when things aren't public anymore, you do have a little more freedom. So might just end up doing a Facebook group, even though I don't want to. I don't like Facebook. It gets really addictive too, right? I'm gonna have to turn all that stuff off, those notifications. But all right, guys, going on 45 minutes here. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Got a couple more things to do today. Work out tonight. And did I miss anything? Any other questions before I go? Probably got about 2 minutes left. Good to see everyone. I missed you guys. I'm gonna do more live streams now that I'm back in town, back in the States. There's probably gonna be a consistent live stream day and time. I've got, you can't see it here, but basically the soundboard is set up, the microphone stuff is set up. There's a dedicated second camera for live streams all set up now. I was just waiting on power supply here. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna throw an 800 number on the screen. We'll probably do the first test either later this week or next week. I was all set up to do this a month and a half to 2 months ago. The issue was some of the equipment wasn't cooperating. So what we're going to do is you guys will be able to call in and ask questions live instead of have to type your fingers off in the live chat and me wait for the delay to come in and read them. So it'll be good to talk to some of you guys. Also going to implement StreamYard. So for anybody that has a webcam or is on a PC or something like that and wants to come in on video, please know sauna streaking. We'll call it sauna streaking. You know, some people joked around that they would wait until they were in their sauna and then call in. I was like, you're going to have clothes on, right? And they're like, well, we'll see about that. So good seeing you, Truth Provider. Surviving the 6th, no Facebook. I agree, but might have to do it. Chet says, ex-president is making a new forum. That'd be an option. Tequila party. Thanks. Good to see you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Truth Provider, man, it still flags your comments. I remember that would happen. I remember that was happening in 30 for 30. It would say, Truth Provider is being bad. This is risque material. Approve or deny. Get that vitamin D, surviving the 6th. Thanks, Henrietta. Good to see you. Thanks, CC. Great to see you. European style. Pasta man, there's only a platform. There's another platform to use. You're not going to like it. OnlyFans. You guys got me good today. Thank you very much. It was great to see everyone. Like the suggestions. Love the humor as always. Truth Provider, sauna video streaming, nude and with handcuffs. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you guys would get on the A list for that. All I said was handcuffs. I don't know. It remembers you. Flagged you from before. Surviving the 6th. How do you get on the naughty list? Just post like Truth Provider. Make risque suggestions when we're in the sauna doing live streams. I think the YouTube algorithm learns your username. No, I'm just kidding. It's the the words that he uses. Like if you put nude in the chat or anything, any type of word that could be considered non-children friendly, it automatically flags it and says, hey, is this appropriate or inappropriate, accept or deny? Because it hasn't happened in a while, but there were chat bots that were throwing like some type of like some cam girl type messages and stuff all through it. I mean, it would just churn through the whole thing. It was craziness. Good to see you, chat. We can do a Zoom meetup, CC. Yeah, we're not doing certified saunas OnlyFans, Chris. I'll tell you what, you can run it if you want. Just don't ruin the brand. All right, see you guys. Good to see everyone. Have a great day, guys. We'll catch you later in the week.